As the pandemic wears on, several people are still having to work from home out of necessity. But I'm Zach Dodge with why some local employers are hiring people specifically for that.
Plus, a Pittsburgh standoff ends in the arrest of a wanted man, and how a grant from Tyson Foods will help prepare McDonald County students for the workforce.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Local employers are hiring hundreds of people to work from home. This is KOAM News at 6. Working from home is a concept many of us have gotten used to during this pandemic, but now some local businesses are hiring people specifically so they can work from home. KOAM's Zach Dodge has why and how it's a blessing for a Carl Junction family.
It's magical, really.
That magical feeling for Carl Junction resident Lauren Lanning is finding a job that will work for her and her family.
My husband, he works construction in California, and so with everything being shut down, construction came to a halt.
He's been without a job ever since. Lanning, she stays home with her 3 kids and has a disability that had kept her from working. That is until Monday rolls around and she won't even have to leave the house.
Being able to work from home, especially like right now, my son just got quarantined. If you work a regular job, that's not something that you can do. And then being able to be home where I can kind of control my environment for my disability is really beneficial.
She's one of the 600 employees that Alorica in Joplin is hiring with the intention of having them work entirely from home. When the pandemic hit, 80% of their employees were sent to work from home. Since then, Jeb Cook says they've noticed some pretty positive things.
Our employees are happy working from home. They're doing a great job of taking care of the customers.
For you guys, this really does make sense.
Absolutely, it makes sense. It was, like I said, something born out of necessity that was done at first, and we've just had a great time with it.
But it's not a universal sentiment. According to the latest data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, 13% of employed people teleworked or worked from home in the last 4 weeks, with the pandemic complicating the transition back to the office for companies like Apple, Google, and Facebook. While some companies work to get back in the office, others like Alorica and Teleperformance are embracing it.
The dream come true, really, for jobs, and they pay really well. So that's, going to be really beneficial for my family all the way around.
In Joplin, Zach Dodge, KOAM News.
Cook at Alorica says the work from home jobs have been easier to fill than traditional positions lately. That's why 300 of the 600 jobs have already been filled. Brings us to today's KOAM News Now Insta Poll question. If it were an option, would you prefer to work from home or from the workplace? You can participate in the poll at KOAMnewsnow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. Results are updated live, and we're going to check in on the numbers here in just a bit. Thousands of Missouri children have been diagnosed with COVID-19 since the new school year began, and at least one rural school closed for cleaning after an outbreak. A map on the state's COVID-19 dashboard breaks down virus cases among people aged 5 to 19 within each school district's geographic boundaries. The map shows nearly 24 districts with at least 41 new cases over the past 14 days. Combined, those districts alone have more than 2,900 illnesses. Locally, Joplin has the most new cases over the past 14 days with more than 25 reported COVID-19 cases. The weather, beautiful at the moment. Checking in with Chris Warner.
Yeah, it is beautiful, and it's going to stay that way for a little bit, though it's going to get a pinch warmer as time goes on. Right now in the Skywatch storm tracker, nothing really at all in our area. And you can see that overhead if you step outside for a second, but don't do that until the news is over. Right now, you've got to look to the east for any kind of activity. Most of the lower 48 is staying high and dry. That cold front that brought us our storms yesterday has moved on through, bringing a few scattered severe thunderstorms and just general thunderstorms and a little disturbance down in the Gulf of Mexico. None of that playing a role in our forecast, at least not over the next several days. Most of us are going to dip back down into the upper 50s to lower 60s. We're going to go ahead and hit 73 by 8, 68 by 10, 66 by midnight. Clear skies, low humidity, low dew points, but that's going to change. We'll tell you when coming up.
Catch you then. Authorities capture a Pittsburgh man after a standoff. Police say late last month, William Patton, who was on house arrest, removed his ankle monitor. Well, after following up on several tips, Pittsburgh police tracked down Patton at a Pittsburgh home on East 9th. After an hours-long standoff that involved multiple police agencies, including the KBI, law officers arrested Patton. Patton now faces additional charges of felony interference with law enforcement and unlawfully tampering with an electronic monitoring device. That's in addition to numerous previous charges that include aggravated kidnapping and aggravated assault. Authorities drop marijuana possession charges once filed against the former Fort Scott Economic Development Director. A lawsuit filed by the former director, Rachel Pruitt, has also been dismissed. That suit alleged discrimination against Pruitt from city commissioners. Tyson Foods is providing financial support to a McDonald County program focused on creating the region's next batch of workers. Tyson today donated $10,000 to the McDonald County JAG program. JAG stands for Jobs for America's Graduates. The program helps students recognize their potential and equips them with the tools to land a job once they graduate. The JAG program was founded in 1979. It's a nationwide program, serves 76,000 students in more than 1,400 locations in 39 states. Still ahead, a mental health and wellness program in Southeast Kansas celebrates 4 decades of service. And Freeman's Ozark Center hosts a workshop aimed at starting a conversation and preventing suicides in the 4 states. The Spring River Mental Health and Wellness Center in Riverton, Kansas is celebrating 40 years of service. Spring River is a nonprofit mental health center that specializes in substance abuse and mental health services. The company started with 9 employees and today has more than 60 employees, serving nearly 1,300 Cherokee County residents.
Us all coming together for a single purpose, which is to help others and to really have people live mentally healthy lives is something that, we can go home and be proud of each and every day.
I want to congratulate them for the 40 years and thank them very much for helping me.
Today's anniversary celebration was scaled down due to the pandemic, but they hope to host a larger event in the future. Joplin's Ozark Center hosted a workshop today focused on suicide awareness. The theme of the event, Be Someone's Lifeboat. At a separate location, boats were launched honoring 36 lives lost to suicide.
And so our hope is that by talking about it as a community, we lost 36 lives in 2019 to suicide in Southwest Missouri, and that's 36 too many, and any one more death is too many.
Of course, if you or someone you know struggles with thoughts of suicide, you should call the Suicide Prevention Hotline. That number is 1-800-273-8255. Again, that's 1-800-273-8255. We're just 4 days away from the Kansas City Chiefs season opener. On Sunday, the defending AFC champions will take on the Cleveland Browns. But things are already heating up in Kansas City. Alan Shope stopped by an event that paired players with children for a little culinary competition.
You guys go, you got 2 minutes.
3 guys who like to eat, 3 kids from Ronald McDonald House, and a mystery box full of ingredients. The contestants had a total of 6 minutes to finish the meals. The Red Friday fundraiser was to benefit the Ronald McDonald House in Kansas City that gives families a place to stay while children are battling diseases next door at Children's Mercy Hospital. On this day, though, it was all about meal preparation and fun. And even with the pandemic, the Red Friday campaign raised more than $1 million for the Ronald McDonald House last year.
We could not have done it without the help of this community. Just like we never stopped, Kansas City never stopped supporting us, and we're super grateful.
You guys did amazing. This is beautiful and perfecto.
And there's your winner, Andrew, Wiley, and Sophia.
It brought a smile to my face because you know how hard these kids are fighting and their families as well. So it's nice to just have a day where it's all about them, having fun, and just meeting those guys and their families.
And that little girl who won is Sophia Linenberger. She says it was fun to make a healthy food creation. Later, Missouri Southern is looking to bounce back after its season-opening loss on the road. In sports, we're going to hear how they're preparing for their first home game since 2019.
But first, we saw very pleasant conditions today. How long are they going to stick around before we warm up again? We'll tell you next. get a little taste of fall today with temperatures much cooler behind that cold front yesterday that brought us some showers and even a few severe thunderstorms to the area. Nothing like that today, mostly clear is what we saw. And you could see what happened once that cold front rolled through. We started the day at 93 degrees yesterday, off the charts coolness. To start the day today, 60, made it up to about 86 across the region. And I wanted to show you this. Temperature changes. Most of us are almost 10 degrees cooler than where we were 24 hours ago. That's just how nice it is. And take a look at how nice it is. That is the bluest sky we have seen in quite some time. 7th and Range Line in Joplin. And right now in Joplin, it's 83. North wind is letting up a bit. It's now at 8. We still have, you can kind of technically call it a wind chill. It's 81 is what it feels like. And that's because that dew point humidity both very low. Temperatures across the region looking about the same. Most of us are sitting in the lower to mid 80s. And as we head a little further out, you can see same trend for the entire area. And I wanted to show you this because you see these little spinning arrows. This feature here is a high pressure system. And right now, those arrows are coming in out of the north. That's why we have that north breeze. As the high pressure system moves to the east, we're going to start to get on the backside of it, and then we're going to have southerly and southwesterly winds. And I'm telling you this because that's going to play a role in changing these dew points, which look absolutely pleasant. Pleasant's not even, oh, there it is. There's Pleasant at 55. So we're actually amazing is where we sit in dew points. So let's go into that forecast. For the rest of the night, we're going to dip through 73 by 8, 68 by 10, 66 by midnight. Most of us are going to be cooling off. Check this out. Upper 50s to lower 60s. That's how we're going to start the day tomorrow. Skywatch Storm Tracker, nothing going on in our area. In fact, nothing going on across most of the U.S. Here's that cold front that brought us our storms yesterday, now bringing storms out to the East Coast. So here's what we are watching, though. So beautiful again through tomorrow, which is going to be very nice. And then temperatures are going to start to go up, and the humidity is going to start to go up once we get on the backside of that high pressure system. And then that's going to bring this storm chances that are going to be increasing by the middle of next week. So let's go ahead and take a look into the future. In the future track here, there's really not much to show except you see how the arrows go. There goes the high pressure system, and then we get that southerly breeze, southwesterly breeze rather, and temperatures begin to go up around the area. And unfortunately, that means summer hasn't let go of its grip yet. 60 at 7 a.m., 81 by noon, 84 by 4, a very light southwesterly breeze, but still enough to start to warm things up. And it's going to stay kind of nice. I mean, this is Friday morning. We're looking into the upper 60s for most of us as we get through the day, maybe some lower 60s. Friday, though, starting to warm up even more. This is when we start to hit the lower to mid 90s across the region, and it's going to continue to be that way as we head into the weekend, and that's when these changes start to take effect. So you can see 91 tomorrow, 94 by Saturday, 95 by Sunday, humidity increasing with this as well. And then we get into Monday and Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday, right now, we're looking at a possible cold front, another one that's going to come through. It's going to drop temperatures back, but it's also going to bring us a pretty good chance of some showers and thunderstorms, but it's going to mellow the week out a little bit. We just have to get there.
High at 75 on Tuesday?
Yeah, it's going to be beautiful if you don't mind the rain.
I'll put up with the rain for those temps. Thanks, Chris. Coming up in sports, Kansas City Chiefs are just 4 days away from their season opener at Arrowhead, and the Missouri Southern Lions prepare for Saturday's home opener against Northeastern State. Jacob Leonard has those stories and more next.
The Missouri Southern Lions play their home opener this weekend. The Lions host Northeastern State on Saturday afternoon, aiming to pick up their first win of the season. Now, the Lions are 0-1 heading into week 2. Last Thursday, Southern fell in their season opener on the road 38-0 to Nebraska Kearney. For the Lions, Saturday's game will be their first home game since November 9th, 2019. So they're excited to play in front of their fans and expecting a fun atmosphere.
Pretty excited. I mean, it's been for seniors, it's been 2 years. So to actually be able to play on the home field, feel good. You know, been looking forward to it, showing out for the fans.
I think it's going to be a great crowd. I think it's going to be a lot of energy. I think it's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, it's been 2 years. I mean, we've all been practicing, sacrificing time, weight room, off the field, on the field, student athletes. I mean, we've been working a lot to show everybody what we got.
Saturday's game will kick off at 2 p.m. in Joplin. The Kansas City Chiefs are just 4 days away from their season opener. The Chiefs host the Browns on Sunday in the first game on their schedule. Now, this one will actually be the second meeting between these two teams in 2021. Back in January, the Chiefs ended the Browns season, beating Cleveland 22-17 in the divisional round of the AFC playoffs. Here's Andy Reid on what he sees from Cleveland this time around.
I mean, they got a heck of a football team, and they feel like they've made themselves better this offseason. So, and I can understand why. They've added a few people in the secondary, and they've added Clowney up front, and they've just, the linebacker position is a little different. So, and then offensively, they've got a couple guys back. So they're pretty good football players, and so they're fully loaded, and they're good.
Chiefs head coach Andy Reid has faced Cleveland 8 times as a head coach. He's 8-0 in those games, 4-0 with the Eagles, and 4-0 with Kansas City. Both the Kansas City Royals and St. Louis Cardinals are on the field tonight. The Royals are on the road this evening for Game 3 of their series against the Orioles. Now, the two teams have split the first 2 games. Tonight's game just getting started, but the Royals already have a run in the top of the first. Mike Minor gets the start tonight for Kansas City. As for the Cardinals, they're in the middle of a big series against one of the best teams in the league. St. Louis has lost the first 2 in the 4-game series against the Dodgers. Game 3 is this evening with first pitch coming up in about 20 minutes. That's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Now to honor a local veteran, First Lieutenant Jay Farrell served in the U.S. Army. The Parsons, Kansas native was stationed in Germany during World War II, and we are proud to salute First Lieutenant Jay Farrell. He's tonight's 4-state hero. Of course, you can learn about lots of other heroes. They're from all across this area. There are hundreds of them in our database. You can also nominate a hero of your own anytime you like. It's very simple. You just click on the link on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Now let's check in on today's KOAM News Now Insta Poll. If it were an option, would you prefer to work from home or from the workplace? Still fairly close, but 59% at this point say the workplace. You can participate in the poll at KOAMnewsnow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. Results are updated live, and we're going to have the final results for you tonight at 10. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade will be in person this year. Macy's made the official call yesterday. Now, last year, the parade was a TV-only event. It was limited to performances, no giant balloons, no festive floats. Participants this year will be required to show proof of vaccination and to wear masks. The 95th annual parade will kick off Thanksgiving morning in New York City. It is a traditional for many of us to get up that morning and watch the parade.
It's just not Thanksgiving without the parade.
No, and then football later, of course,
exactly,
with a meal.
Exactly.
Beautiful weather out there, Chris.
We do have some beautiful weather. It's going to be a little bit warmer as we head in tomorrow, about 86 for the high. As we head into the weekend, though, that's going to change up a bit. Temperatures go up, so does the humidity, and then by next week, rain chances go up.
Final sports notes.
We'll hear from Missouri Southern on their home opener today. Tomorrow night, we'll hear from the Pittsburgh State Gorillas on their home opener against Nebraska Kearney, which will be on Saturday night at 7 o'clock.
The now nationally ranked
23rd in the nation heading into their home opener, so a lot of excitement.
You bet. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.